God message April 11th, 2026. Watch what happens to the person working against your sun. Listen carefully, because what is about to be revealed is not for the distracted, not for the casual listener, and not for the one who doubts in secret. This message is the signal. It is not coincidence, it is alignment. If you have found these words, then something unseen has already begun moving around you. There is a stirring in the unseen realms, a shifting that does not announce itself with thunder, but with quiet, undeniable consequence. And it concerns your son, the one you have prayed for, the one you have worried over, the one whose path you have watched with both hope and trembling. You have sensed it, haven't you? The tension in the air, the subtle resistance, the strange patterns that don't quite make sense. You have asked yourself in the silence, why does it feel like something is working against him? And now you are about to understand. There are forces in this world that do not always come with a face or a name. They move through people, through circumstances, through intentions that are not always pure. Not every battle is fought with weapons you can see. Some are fought in whispers, in envy, in hidden agendas. But here this clearly nothing escapes divine awareness. Not a thought, not an intention, not a plan made in secret. There is someone, yes, someone who has set themselves, knowingly or unknowingly, in opposition to your son's path. Their actions may appear small on the surface. Their words may seem harmless. But beneath it lies a current of resistance, a desire to hinder, delay, or disrupt what has already been marked for purpose. And this is where the message turns. Because what they do not understand is who stands behind your son. You see, before your son ever took his first breath, before his name was spoken aloud, there was already a design. A blueprint not written by human hands. A purpose that cannot be erased by interference. This is not about perfection. This is not about a flawless journey. This is about destiny. And destiny carries its own protection. You have feared at times that your son is vulnerable, that he is too trusting, too open, too unaware of the forces around him. But what you could not see is that even in his moments of weakness, there has been a shield, invisible but unbreakable. Every attempt made against him has already been weighed. Every intention has already been seen. Every plan has already been accounted for. And now the balance is shifting. The person working against your son believes they are acting unnoticed. They believe their influence is subtle enough to avoid consequence. They may even justify their actions, convincing themselves they are right. But truth does not bend to perception. There is a law greater than human reasoning, a law that governs cause and effect beyond what the eyes can perceive. And that law has begun to respond. What happens next will not come as sudden lightning. It will unfold in ways that seem almost natural, almost coincidental but unmistakable to those who are watching with spiritual awareness. The one who seeks to hinder your son will begin to experience confusion where they once had clarity. Decisions that once seemed easy will become tangled. Paths that once opened for them will begin to close, not out of cruelty, but out of correction, because when someone positions themselves against a purpose they did not create, They step into a current they cannot control, and that current does not negotiate. You may be tempted to feel anger. You may feel a rising desire to confront, to protect, to intervene. But listen carefully, this is not your battle to fight in the way you think. There is wisdom in restraint. There is power in stillness. There is authority in trusting what is already in motion. You are not being asked to ignore what is happening. You are being asked to understand it differently. Protection does not always look like prevention. Sometimes it looks like exposure. The truth has a way of revealing itself without force. The intentions of the heart cannot remain hidden forever, and when they are revealed, they carry their own consequence. What you must do now is remain steady. Do not allow fear to dictate your actions. Do not allow doubt to cloud your perception. Your role is not to control the outcome, but to remain aligned with the truth. Speak life over your son, not out of desperation, but out of authority. Words carry weight. They shape environments. They influence outcomes in ways that logic alone cannot explain. When you speak with intention, you are not just expressing hope, you are reinforcing alignment. And alignment matters. Because your son is at a turning point. There is something ahead of him, something significant. Something that requires strength, clarity, and resilience. And this resistance you are witnessing, it is not random. It is often the sign that something meaningful is near. Opposition does not arise without reason. It targets potential. It seeks to disrupt momentum. But understand this, interference is not victory. It is only an attempt, and attempts can fail. What happens to the one working against your son will not be immediate destruction, but rather a series of realizations. They will begin to see that their actions are not producing the results they expected. They will feel a growing sense that something is not aligned. And in that moment, they will be faced with a choice. To continue, and face deeper consequences. Or to step back and allow correction. Because even now, there is still room for change. Judgment is not the first response, awareness is. But if awareness is ignored, then consequence follows. This is not about revenge. This is not about punishment. This is about order. The universe creation itself moves toward balance, and anything that disrupts that balance will eventually be addressed. You are witnessing that process unfold, so do not panic. Dito no roche. Do not interfere in ways that come from fear. Stand firm, observe, trust. There is something powerful about watching truth reveal itself without force. It teaches patience. It strengthens faith. It builds understanding that cannot be shaken by circumstance. Your son will not be undone by hidden opposition. He will be refined by it, strengthened by it, awakened through it. And what you are seeing now is part of that refinement. There will come a moment clear and undeniable when you will see the shift, when the resistance loses its grip, when the confusion lifts, when the path opens again, and you will realize it was never about stopping him. It was about shaping him, and the one who worked against him, they will carry the weight of their own choices. not because they were condemned, but because every action carries consequence. Every intention leaves a mark. Every choice creates a ripple. This is not something to fear. It is something to understand, because understanding brings peace, and peace allows you to stand firm even when the unseen is in motion. Sobriat, release the tension you have been holding. Let go of the need to control what is already being handled. You are not alone in this. Your son is not alone in this. There is a presence constant, aware, unshaken, that sees beyond what you can see. And that presence does not fail. It does not overlook. It does not forget. It moves with precision, with timing, with purpose. And right now, it is moving, quietly, powerfully, inevitably, wafli no with fear, but with awareness. Because what happens next will not only reveal the truth about those working against your son, it will also reveal the strength within him that even you have not fully seen. And when that moment comes, you will understand why nothing could stop what was always meant to be. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. Isaías 5:4-17